Thinking about moving to Boston? Well, let me warn you, it's not for the faint of heart. Sure, it's an amazing city, but living here comes with some serious challenges. From brutal winters to sky-high rent, you might not survive unless you know what you're getting into. Stick around because today we're going to talk about 6 reasons why Boston might not be what you're expecting. And sports fans, make sure you stay till the end to see if this championship city is too polarizing for you. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about money, or rather, the cost of living in Boston. Boston consistently ranks as one of the most expensive cities in the country. Want to rent a 1-bedroom? That'll cost you at least $3,000 a month in most neighborhoods. Thinking about buying? Well, good luck finding anything under $1 million in a desirable neighborhood. And it's not just housing, groceries, restaurants, and a cup of coffee are all going to cost you more than you're used to. And if you're not prepared, Boston will chew you up and spit you out. Let's talk about the weather. If you think you've dealt with cold winters before, Boston might humble you. We're talking about nor'easters, snowbanks taller than your car, black ice that will have you wiping out in the middle of the street, and wind chills that will make you feel like your face wants to fall off. This year, we're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Snowmageddon, when we received a record 110 inches in a 4-week period. We were left with 75-foot snowbanks that didn't melt until the middle of July. And winters are long. It's not uncommon to see snow as late as April. And if you're not ready for months of freezing temperatures and unpredictable storms, you're in for a rough ride. For more than one of my clients who hasn't lived through a cold winter before they move to Boston, I usually suggest a field trip to REI to stock up on winter gear. In Boston, winter is 80% mindset and 20% about proper clothing, so come prepared. Thinking about relocating to Boston? Well, I've got just the thing for you. Me and my team have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research. I've linked it down below. From top employers to the best hospitals and a boatload of other things that you need to know before you make the move. The best part is that the guide is 100% free. That's right, you heard me, 100% free. Just click the link below in the description or the top pinned comment. Hope that helps. Next up, getting around is a challenge. Boston traffic is legendary and not in a good way. The roads are confusing and don't always make sense. Full of one-way streets, and the drivers here are, let's just say, aggressive. It's how we got the nickname massholes. And don't expect other drivers to use the directionals when changing lanes. We call them blinkers. We don't like to use them here. Then there's the MBTA, also known as the T, which is our public transit system. And while it's better than nothing, it's unreliable and outdated and has a bad habit of breaking down exactly when you need it most. If you're moving here, you will develop a love-hate relationship with the T, mostly hate. If you're moving to Boston Labor Day weekend, be prepared and come with a sense of humor and stay away from Starrow Drive. It's famous for the moving trucks hitting the underpasses and backing up traffic for miles. Even if you somehow afford the rent, you're not getting much space for your money. Boston apartments are tiny, especially if you're in an older building. Small bedrooms, low ceilings, and kitchens where you can touch both walls at the same time are the norm. If you're coming from a place where you're used to more space, you'll have an adjustment period. As an example, for some of the older buildings in Boston, the heat is either all on or all off. You may need to regulate your heat by opening a window. And let's not even talk about trying to find parking, even if you have a car. Actually, let's talk about that. Boston is one of the worst cities in America for parking. Street parking is a nightmare. Most of it requires a resident permit. So even if you have one, good luck actually finding a spot. If you don't have a driveway, you're playing a daily game of where will I park tonight? And in winter, if you don't shovel your car out immediately, you're basically losing that spot for the rest of the season. Some people even use what we call space savers, which means they'll put a chair or a cone in a spot that they've shoveled out, and I dare you to move it. If you do, bad things will happen. Hi guys, it's Chris. As much as I love making these videos, there's one thing that I love more, and that's helping families and people from all over the US make the move here to Boston. I've helped countless families make the move. So whether you're coming out for the week, the next month, or even the next year, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is below, right there on the screen and linked in the description in case you missed it in the on-screen pop-up. I look forward to helping you and your family make the move to Boston. Finally, sports are life here, and if you're not on board, you might feel like an outsider. Boston fans are intense. Whether it's the Red Sox, the Celtics, the Bruins, or the Patriots, people take their teams very seriously. If you're wearing a Yankees hat, good luck making friends because we hate the Yankees. And if you don't care about sports at all, people might have a hard time relating to you. It's just part of the culture here. If you want to survive in Boston, at least pretend to care when the Red Sox are in the playoffs. So does all this mean you shouldn't move to Boston? Not necessarily. Boston is an amazing city with tons of history, culture, great food, and great job opportunities. But it's not for everyone. If you can handle the high costs, crazy weather, tough commuting, and die-hard sports culture, you might just survive living here. What do you think? Do you have what it takes? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on Boston life. See you next time.